do this, even if it's just a total risk and liability, I accept that. Because I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Tomorrow, TMZ, headline, Chet Hanks, drugged out, crazy rant. Is he okay? Does he need to go to rehab? Is he having a meltdown? Oh, God, this doesn't look good. You know what I mean? I know that. That's the logical interpretation. But I don't care. Because check this out. Whether you think all of this shit was, not a good look, or you think that, like, this is, like, this is just, like, self-destructive and pointless and fucking, unnecessary. If you think that, I'm not telling you if you're right or wrong. I'm not telling you, no, you're wrong. I'm perfect. Like, I'm great. I got this shit all under control. Because I don't have everything under control. I got some shit under control. And then there's life, just like all of us. But I'm not afraid to put myself out there for people to see it. Because I know that I'm no different than any of you. The only difference between me and what a normal person would do, which is just not do something like this, is that, honestly, when it comes down to it, I truly feel in my heart like this kind of openness, this kind of realness, this kind of like not giving a fuck is really like what the world needs right now. It is the change that the entire world is actually craving. The entire world is craving authenticity, is craving people just letting the chips fall where they may, for better or for worse. We're craving it. And I don't really see anyone else doing it. So that just lets me know, even more so, that I should be the one to do it. Because I'm doing something that's really no one's ever done before. I might look like a complete embarrassment. I might wake up tomorrow and think, man, I really fucked up. Like, I shouldn't have done that. I might. But guess what? Knowing that isn't enough to stop me from doing it. You want to know why? Because it really is all good. And I'm doing this so you guys can know, so you guys can see, that even when I, do something that is completely like reckless and like, embarrassing, like getting on live when I'm rolling my ass off on Molly and just like, having like, a deep ass conversation when I'm clearly like high, and knowing that people are gonna go, man, this is embarrassing. I'm not embarrassed by it. So I'm not embarrassed by this shit, you guys. Because I know all I'm doing is just being super real. Just being super real. And really, that's all that I'm interested in, is being like just the most real times. Those are the people that I admire and the people that I gravitate toward. Are the people that just are completely just themselves at all times and aren't afraid to be themselves. That's what I admire, that's what I value, and that's what I am trying to spread in this world. Because here's the thing, guys. If 1,000 people see this video and 999 of them walk away from it thinking, wow, fucking Chet Hanks, like what a joke, what an idiot, like what a fool. If there's 999 people that think that, as long as there's one person that saw this and that was truly inspired by it, that's good enough for me. Because I know that the people who are inspired by this, I know that I'm helping you. And that's the best feeling, to just know that I'm helping one person. We're all going through really tough shit. Life is hard. We're all really struggling and trying to figure this shit out. And we're living in a social media fake ass world where we all feel pressured to be absolutely perfect, to appear absolutely perfect. And some of us do a really good job at it, and they succeed, and they win. And some of us are trying, and the rest of us are all trying to get to that level. And that's cool. But that's not what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is be like the first person, the only person to allow myself to be, ridiculed for the purpose of inspiring people to truly not give a fuck to be themselves. That's the answer to our problems, guys. That is the only solution to our struggles. To truly get to the point where we stop caring about the judgments of others. Just stop caring about it. Just be completely open, completely honest, completely real. Because the world is craving it. The world is craving it. So if by me doing that, I can spread around more of it, I'm happy to do that. Because that's the new wave. the new wave of what's cool and what's popping isn't going to be being cool and being popping. The new wave is going to be just being totally, totally fucking unique. Be original, man. Just be original. Truly be original. The only way you're going to find peace is by being totally fucking original. But few people are focused on being original. Most are just focused on, being what they think is cool. But fitting in to the cool crowd, that's not really cool. The only real coolness is not being afraid to stand out from the crowd. There's nothing more terrifying than standing out from the crowd. That's why so few people do it. There's nothing more terrifying than standing out from the crowd. There's two types of people in this world. Agree or disagree. This is how I see it. There's really, when it comes down to it, there's two types of people in this world. There's people who are individuals, fully formed individuals, who stand out from the crowd. And there's people who do everything they can to blend in with the crowd. There's two types of people. Now, you're either an individual or you're a member of the herd and you subscribe to the herd mentality. Okay? Now, the reason why most people don't take the risk to stand out from the crowd is because think of like a herd of sheep, right? They do that because if you're in the herd, if you're in the middle of the herd, then you're safe. You're not going to be attacked by predators. You're only going to, the only sheep that gets attacked by the predators is the sheep that wanders off. When you wander off from the herd, then you're vulnerable to predators. Now a fucking lion might come and pick you off. But if you're in the herd, you're safe. Right? But isn't this crazy? Is that there's nothing that pisses the herd off more by someone standing up and saying, you know what, I'm not in the herd anymore. As soon as one sheep stands up and said, you know what, I'm not trying to blend in with the herd anymore. I'm gonna go over here, for better or worse. Maybe I'll get picked off. Maybe I'll be fine. But whatever. Like I'm doing my thing. As soon as someone does that, there's nothing that pisses the herd off more. As soon as you do that, that's when when the herd sees that, the herd is gonna do everything they can to try to fucking take you down. There's nothing that pisses the herd off more. When you stand up from the herd, you not only have to deal with the risk of the unknown, but you also have to deal with the whole herd saying, "Oh, like yeah, he," like trying to bring you down. Why? Why does it make people so angry when you stand out from the herd? I'll tell you why. Because when an individual arises and stands out from the herd, he forces the whole herd to look at him or her. And it forces them to confront this knowledge that they are fucking scared. they're scared to do what you're doing. When a person chooses to stand out from the herd, it forces the whole herd to look at that person and go, wow, that person is doing exactly what the fuck I am terrified of. And I don't like the way that makes me feel. I don't like that by this person standing out from the herd, it forces me to think about why I haven't been able to do that. It doesn't make them feel good. So instead of looking at it and saying, what am I afraid of? Why can't I be an individual? Why am I afraid to stand out? Instead, that's too much for them to think about. So they flip it and they go, oh, fuck that person. He's crazy. He's reckless. He's a piece of shit. He's going to fail. You know what I mean? I made the right choice. They're trying to convince themselves that they made the right choice by blending in with the herd. But check this out, right? I'm at a point in my life where I realized one thing, y'all. There's only one fear greater than standing out from the herd, right? There's only one fear greater, and that's this. What I fear more than standing out is living my entire life playing it safe, and then when I'm old and past my prime, and at the the last part of my life, when I'm 40, 50, 60, looking back at my life and saying, wow, the opportunity to take that risk passed me by. I should have done it in my prime, in my youth, when I was young, when I was good looking, when I had the energy, the stamina, when I had the passion to take the risk. I should have just took it instead of playing it safe my whole life and then getting to the age of 60 and realize, wow, now I'm ready to take the risk, but it passed me by. I should have done it when I was 30, when I was 20, when I was young, when I was in my prime. Now I'm just an old fart. No one fucking cares. That's what I fear more than the risk. I fear that more. I fear that more than taking the risk. I fear letting my life pass me by, playing it safe, being hesitant, not taking the risk, not making the leap, and then realizing I should have done it, but it's pointless now because the window of opportunity is closed. That's what I fear. If there's one thing I've realized, you guys, playing it safe gets you nowhere. You hear me? Playing it safe gets you nowhere. You hear me? Playing it safe gets you nowhere. The only thing that gets you somewhere is taking the risk. I hope you guys could take the risk. Because playing it safe gets you nowhere. Playing it safe just keeps you in the same spot, in the middle of the herd. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But if that's the path you're going to choose, just make sure that you're okay with just being another face in the crowd. If you're okay with being another face in the crowd, and that coincides with your innermost desires, then do it. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you know deep down that you don't want to be another face in the crowd, stop playing it safe. Take the risk. Do the thing that you're scared of doing. See where it gets you. I guarantee you'll be better off than you would be if you play it safe. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but you'll be better off. Just take the risk. You got one life to live. Fuck it. Do you want to live a fucking lukewarm life? Or do you want to fucking experience all that life has to offer? The ups, the downs, the peaks, the valleys. For better or for worse. Because check this out, you guys. I know that it's not going to be for worse. Because God is the greatest. How can it be for the worst if God is the greatest? If everything is God, then why would God let it be a disaster for you? If you still believe that by taking the risk that it's all that God is going to, allow everything to be a disaster, then you haven't embraced the reality of God. Because if you have embraced the reality of God, then you know that no matter what, it's all good. As long as your heart is good. As long as your intentions are good. As long as you don't mean anyone any harm. What's the point in believing in God if you don't believe that He's going to take care of everything? A lot of people will say that they believe in God, but they don't really believe that God is going to take care of everything. If you truly know God, then you know that no matter how crazy shit might get, God is going to take care of everything. He's just waiting for you to let go of your self-doubt. God can't take care of everything to the fullest until you completely let go of your self-doubt. That's the key. That's the key. If you really want God to start working in your life at like hyper speed, then just get on your knees and ask Him, please, all the time, God, please remove all fear and self-doubt from my spirit. Anytime you feel that anxiety creeping in, that voice that says, oh shit, like this is fucked up, just say, oh, you know what, hold up. God, please remove all fear and self-doubt from my being. Ask God that every time you start to get that feeling and see what happens. I'm telling you, it works. That's what I've been doing. And I've never been more at peace. I want you guys to feel this too. I want you guys to feel it. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing this. Nothing is more real than God. Nothing is outside of God. But what people don't understand is that sometimes, check this out. Hold on, let me see how much battery I have left. If you died right now, every cell in your body would cease to exist. And for the cells in your body, you alone, your body is the entire universe. When you cease to exist, all your cells cease to exist. The billions and trillions of cells in your body cease to exist. Your cells don't even know that you're just one person, that there's other people walking around. To your cells, which are living things, your body is the entire universe. When you cease to exist, the entire universe ceases to exist. And just like the cells in our body, just like we are the universe to the cells in our body, all of us are nothing but cells in God's body. To understand the macrocosm is to understand the microcosm. There's nothing that is outside of God. The good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, and everything in between is all just a piece of God. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Because once you realize that everything is God, then you'll no longer be afraid. Because God is the greatest. So even when shit is going wrong, is it really going wrong? Or is it just our own human limitations, our own human illusions, our own lack of understanding that convinces us that it's wrong? Is it really wrong, or is it just our own lack of understanding? Because if you truly understand, you realize that there's nothing that is outside of God. got smoke in my eyes. Oh, no, but that's blasphemous. How can you say that everything is God when all this fucked up shit happens in the world? How can that fucked up shit be a part of God if God is supposed to be only good? Let me tell you something. God is good. But God is not just the good. God is everything. God is not just one part of the yin yang. It's the whole yin yang. It's all. It's one. God is one. It's one force. It's not split in two. God isn't split in two. It's not the light versus the darkness. It's the light and the darkness happening simultaneously. And neither of them happening at all. There is no duality. There is only oneness. It's one force, one source. And that source is you. The source is you. Just like we all fight these battles of trying to make sense of what it means to be human, the light versus the dark, the joy and the pain, flip-flopping back and forth. The only way to cease that struggle is to realize that there is no struggle. It's not two forces flip-flopping back and forth. It's one force that is both of those forces at the same time, and neither of them. Neither of them. And both of them at the same time. All is one. All is one. All is one. Not two. It's one. You know what God said his name is in the Bible? Exodus 3:14. He said, tell them my name is I am. when Moses hears the voice of God when he sees the burning bush. And the voice of God tells him, I need you to go to Egypt and free my people. And he says, okay, well, what do I tell them your name is? If I'm going to go do this for you, what do I tell them your name is? Because all the gods had names. The sun god, the moon god, Isis, Ra, whatever. They're a bunch of gods. They all had different names, different personalities. So Moses says, okay, well, if you want me to go free your people, what do I tell them your name is? And you know what it says? Exodus 3:14. He says, tell them my name is I am. I am what I am. And I'm going to end with this, because this is the most important part of everything I've said, guys. If you truly want to understand everything, if you truly want to understand the answer to everything, it's in that. Exodus 3:14. Tell them my name is I am. I am what I am. If you can understand that, you understand everything. Because check this out, guys. God could have said, I am blank. Anything. He could have said, tell them my name is I am powerful. I am love. I am forgiving. I am this. I am that. I am. You could go on. And that's what we're all trying to do. We are all trying to decide what we are. We're trying to make it something that we want. We're trying to convince the world that I am successful. I am beautiful. I am powerful. Right? And God could have said any of those things. He could have said, tell them my name is I am powerful. But he didn't say that. He said, tell them my name is I am. You understand that, then you understand everything. Because this is my point. I'll really break it down for you. As soon as you put a label at the end of those two words, as soon as you put I am anything, no matter what you put, even if it's something good, even if it's I am love, as soon as you put anything at the end of that, you put it in a box. You put it, you put a limit on it. But what you are is infinite. What you are cannot be put in a box. Because what you are is simply the act of being. God said, my name is I am. But what does that mean for you? I know I am. even if you don't believe in God, you can't deny that you are, right? You are here, right? Forget trying to, put a label on what you are. That's debatable, but what you can't debate is that you are, right? You are here watching this live right now, right? So if you want to understand God, if you want to understand yourself, just embrace the I am and leave it at that. Because what you are is everything. And that's what God said. And this, I am that, is just simply, I am. Because as soon as I try to define it, it becomes finite. And you cannot make the infinite finite.